Let me connect with y'all through this message right quick, know what I'm saying? God's plan comes with trials and tribulations. Hey, what's up? It's Patrick, it's Rose via Fire, and I pray this message reaches who it needs to reach. So let's talk about God's plan comes with trials and tribulations, man, know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to keep it real with you, bro. When it comes to God's plan, bro, man, God's plan comes with a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these worldly people, they talking about God's plan and God's plan. Man, these people ain't even walking in God's plan, bro. Man, these people ain't walking in God's plan. Majority of people today is not walking in God's plan because God's plan comes with a lot. It comes with a lot of spiritual pressure. God's plan versus other plans. A lot of people is following the devil's plan, but they ain't even gonna keep it real though. A lot of people is following their own ways and their own path. They following their own plan, but they ain't even gonna keep it real though. Everybody's talking about they following God's plan. When you really look at their life, the fruits that they bear, they not following God's plan for real. You know what I'm saying? But look though, God's plan comes with trials and tribulations. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. These trials and tribulations, not a game. This stuff is not no game, bro. This is a period, bro. This is a time period, bro, when God builds you, bro. When God really makes you tough, bro. Strengthens your spirit. Bro, these trials and tribulation would break you down, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Bro, God will use these trials and tribulation to mold you and to build you mentally, to build you spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, bro. I'm telling you, bro, God will literally use these trials to just, man, people ain't even ready, bro. Bro, I'm gonna keep it real with you. A lot of people, bro, they not ready for this type of stuff. They not ready for them trials and tribulation. This is some bro, this is some scary stuff sometimes, bro. These trials and tribulation, bro, these are the time periods, bro, when God is building you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. And even when we go into let's go into the psychologically part of it. Well, mentally and psychologically. Same bracket, you know what I'm saying? Same category. But look though, when God is building you mentally and psychologically, bro, I'm telling you, bro, it's like the devil will send people to try to mess with your head, bro. The devil will try to mess with your head, bro. Man, the devil will try to send people to mess with your head. The devil himself will mess with your head personally through all these voices in your head, bro. He gonna attack you mentally. You know what I'm saying? He could send people to attack you. Psychological warfare, bro. He gonna mess with your mind in this season. You going through all these trials and tribulations, and then the devil is attacking your mental. The devil is like, man, you're doing it wrong, bro. You ain't even living right, bro. Da 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 da. You messed up. God ain't gonna forgive you. You done messed up. You bro, you gonna get attacked mentally, psychologically. Why are you going through all these trials and tribulations? These trials and tribulations is pretty much the time period, bro, where the breaking begins. God will break you down, bro. Not to be cruel, not to be evil. Break you down just to build you up into the person he wants you to be. Now, that tearing down process, when God tears you apart, man, that's when people run from God. It hurts. The pain of being broken and torn apart, that hurts. And that's why a lot of people cannot handle this walk with God, bro. Because it comes with too much. You know what I'm saying? People just want to drink their matcha and sipping pina colada on the moon in bikinis. That's what they want to do. They not ready for trials and tribulation. They not ready to be broken by God. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think these people be out here doing the things that they doing? These people is living for the world because they know they can't live for God, because living for God comes with too much. Man, God's plan versus other plans. You got to fight for your soul. You got to fight for God's plan for your life. Because let me keep it real with you. If you don't fight for God's plan for your life, other plans is going to start to take hold of your life. The devil's plan is going to try to take hold of your life. Your own ways and your own narcissistic desires, your own plan is going to try to take a hold of your life. You're going to be caught up in yourself. Everything is going to be about you. You're caught up in your self-image. You're caught up in this and this and that, right? I'm trying to tell you, bro. If you don't fight for God's plan for your life, other plans, bro, is going to take over is going to take over the center of your life. You got to fight for God's plan to be the center of your life. You got to fight for God's plan to be your everything, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. But God's plan, bro, is going to come with trials and tribulation. It comes with a lot more other things. But for this message, we were just talking about the trials and tribulation that come with God's plan. Everybody want to talk about God's plan, God's plan. These people is not walking God's plan. They just yapping about God's plan and talking. They not walking on ground level with a plan, bro. A lot of these people, they just good at talking about stuff, but they not walking the stuff. It's one thing to really like talk and yap about something, but when you really walking ground level for real, that's when things get critical. Because soon as you step on that battlefield of God's plan, because God's plan is a battlefield. I'm trying to tell you, because guess what? The devil doesn't want you to be in God's plan for your life. So as soon as you step in God's plan for your life, it's a battlefield. Soon as you step onto that battlefield, critical damage. Critical damage. You're going to take so much critical damage. You're going to be torn apart, broken down, so God can rebuild you. You're going to be taking critical damage. People ain't got time for that. That's why most people will never follow God. They going to follow the world. They going to go sip pina colada and boba and matcha with their girlfriends. They going to hang out. They going to have fun. They going to do this. Like, where's God? Nothing wrong with having fun. Nothing wrong with drinking your favorite drink. Where's God? Nowhere to be found. Why? Because they are following their own plan. A lot of people is following their own plan. A lot of people is following their own plan, and then you got a lot of other people that following the devil's plan. It's very few that's following God's plan for real. It's very few that's fighting for God's plan for their life for real. But man, God's plan comes with them trials and tribulation. They gonna test you, bro. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, all that, everything. You're gonna go through the most pain that you ever felt in your entire existence. But guess what? God is gonna bring you through all that stuff. Stay faithful to him, bro. Stay loyal. God gonna bring you through. God gonna reward you. God gonna bless you. But man, you're gonna feel that damage. You're gonna feel that critical damage. You're gonna feel the pain of being torn apart and broken down just to be built up into who God wants you to be. He has to tear you down and break you down to build you into who he wants you to be. And it's a very painful process a lot of times. I'm gonna keep it real with you. But hey, bro, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to say right there, man. Peace.